Okay, first frame's done. I was gonna do some templates, but I think I'm just gonna get my frames done. The plans aren't quite perfectly detailed, and I think what it's asking for, I think the plans are asking me to not have a lap joint. I don't know if we can see that. You see how it's like half and half, and then it's flush out here? Well, the way the plans are showing is this would be sitting like this. Essentially on this board on the back here. If it was stepped out, I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but so I'm gonna make all the frames and get them the right width apart. And then what happens is the stem, you won't be able to see the front of this, but the stem comes up here. This sits level. The keel goes in that little notch and gets fastened down the middle of this. And that sets this. This is level to the ground. And that's how we set that. But I think I'm gonna set all this last in accordance with my last 2 frames. So I think, long story short, I need my other 2 frames. So that's what we're gonna do. I think. I don't know. I don't know. Might get that on the t-shirt too. No clue. So frame 2, right here. So I'm roughly, give these boards a little bit, 2'6". Son of a bitch. Okay, frame 2, same as frame 1. We're going to rough cut our lumber, joint it, rip it, throw our angles on it, trace out our lap joints, and then fasten her up. I'm going to wait to do the epoxy frame 2 and frame 3 at the same time. I had a little bit extra last time, and I think I could probably do 2 frames with what I mixed up. And the goal is obviously to try not to waste a bunch of epoxy. So frame 2, we're gonna leave a little extra. We're gonna say 29 inches is lots. 29 for 2. And this guy, 50 inches. Now, can I get that out of one board here? What did I say, 29? So let's say 60 and 50, 110 coming at you. 110 do I got? I do have 110, decent. Another thing I should mention, I don't know if you can see me in that frame there. Another thing I should mention is when I'm picking my boards for my frames, I've got some with real nice straight tight grain here. I'm saving those for my, what the hell are they even called? My chine logs and my shear clamps and my inwales. So my the chine logs are at the bottom. They're about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. They run like this in the bottom, and they've got some curve to them. Same with the inwale. That's basically your chine at the top, and your shear clamp. I'm reading it off the prints as we go because I don't know what any of this shit's called yet. But yeah, anyway, all 3 of those have some little curve to them. So you want some straight grain so that it bends better, if it bends at all. There's not a lot of bend in this boat, or a lot of tight bend, so I'm not too concerned about it. Worst case scenario, we get out the hot water and we'll make it work. But anyway, Let's grab some boards and get shipping. Got a haircut and I got nowhere. I'm not wearing a hat. I got nowhere to put my pencil. Okay. What did I say? 2 at 29? Let's just double check this because we're not wrecking this mahogany. That's lots. Okay, and we should hook our vacuum up because we were doing work stuff with that. Okay, I'm gonna get these cut quick and then we'll jump over to the jointer. The jointer's a hard one to get decent footage of because just where it's at in the shop and the light. You guys are either staring in the sun or staring at my back. But anyway, we'll get these jointed up and then rip them through the table saw and just keep on keeping on here. Let's run them through the plane. We'll get these plane down to 5/4, 1.25 inches, and then we'll rip them down on the table saw. Easy peasy. Okay, same as last time, we're gonna get them marked up and then to the miter saw. Just rinse and repeat. So this one's pretty easy. The bottom. Batten, I guess this would be called? No, this is not a batten. This is a frame. And I'm assuming the bottom piece of the frame has a name, but the funny thing about that is I don't know it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Oh, my headphone died. So the one thing I really wish YouTube would let you do is have the radio on in the background. I mean, I get it, kinda, but man, not having tunes like constantly while you work is tough. But I read the rules, and I'm allowed to have beer. I just can't promote unhealthy. Can't promote like binge drinking or kids drinking. So if I have beer in the background, it sounds like it's no harm, no foul. I'm gonna do a little more research on what the algorithm does because it also says you're allowed to swear, but like lots of the channels I watch bleep out the swears. So I'm still trying to figure that out because I don't want the algorithm to be upset with me just because I say all the time, you know? How far are we from 22 and a half. 45, he says. I got to figure out the lighting in this garage. The shadows are brutal in here. And the doors are open. Like in the wintertime, this is going to be disaster zone. Awesome, it's raining. Okay, good thing we're double checking stuff because frame 2 is not the same angle as frame 1. Just in case anybody was wondering. Which I should know better, and it can't be the same angle on the whole way down because it gets narrower. Duh. I should cut this off so I can go square up from here. I'm gonna do that. I think that's best. I think that's what I did last time. Then these two will be the same length, and I can go from there and just make mirrors. Okie dokie. Now we just go like this. Bing bong. Okay. There's me inch. Oh, there's me inch and a half. And now we're gonna do our thing here where we describe this. And we'll do this one while we're here. This was an inch and how many? Inch and 3/4. That looks more right. Bingo was his name, old bud. That goes bye-bye. This I'm pretty sure is 3/4. Mark out that. And then that should be square up from there. Because that's the inside, Ryan. It's a mirror image. And now when I go like that, it's gonna look like it's supposed to. You get a gold star, bud. So that goes away. That's brutal. Okay, so we're lapping this. Right, right, right. And that means if that gets lapped, this gets lapped. Let's just balk it up. It's literally 100 and some odd dollars Canadian. It's like a $10 US board. Let's go like this. That's my boat. That's me boat. And that goes like that. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, how do I want to cut this? How do I want to cut this? It was pretty not bad on the table saw. I got it pretty good. It's not really a matter of how, it's a matter of what's going to give me the most exact on both sides. These are both going to be bigger than the frame anyway, and I'm going to have to fair them. So we're going to go with it's not that big of a deal. And my miter saw is set at an angle, so I would like to not touch that angle until, so everything just is nice. And say the angle's out 1/2 degree, well, if I just leave my saw where it's at, and then everything's out, and it doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but it'll just make for a nicer joint. Okay, let's rig up the table saw and get this cut, and then I think we're just going to cut it by hand like we did last time. Finish it off. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we've got it marked out. Set depth. Going to do a quick little clean out here. Last time I did 2 of these at a time, but I think for what the amount of time it's going to save me, I'm just going to do 1 at a time. So we'll get this cleaned out. We'll make our little funny angled cut, and then we'll clean it out by hand. And then all we got to do is our lap joints on the miter saw, and we're ready for glue up. So what are we? What time is it? Really only took about 3 hours, which isn't too bad. So 9 hours to make the frames, just about a full day of work. That's not too bad, all things considered. Anyway, let's get this cut out and let's see what we got. Okay, let's set up our next cut. Let's make sure we're recording. We are recording. Microphone's still on. How'd you lose your finger, Larry? Well, I was too busy drinking beer and didn't feel like making a sled for my table saw, so I just clamped a bunch of shit together and sent her through and hope for the best. I mean, really. Fingers aren't going to be anywhere near it. That piece could blow out and go flying, though. Hopefully that don't happen. No, if you seriously, this is relatively safe if you know what you're doing. But don't do it. It's a skosh long because I was worried about my eyeballs, but honestly, it's better than the last ones. We're happy. Let's do that again. Okay, all we got to do is cut our lap joints, and we're ready to start the third frame or the first frame, however you want to look at it. We went 3, 2, 1, smallest to biggest. So yeah, I'll probably fire up the camera for the first little bit, but I mean, I'm not gonna make you guys sit through another time lapse of me sitting on the saw for an hour. And it's 10 days later. The phone rang. I started doing stuff that day. Before you know it, it was off to Alberta to deliver some trailers and do some running around. So this has been sitting here for, 10 days. So let's get back to this second frame and get making a boat instead of just looking at all the parts to make a boat, you know? Making sure my stock was still down, that'd be sweet. Just cut right through this and have to start over. Just like we drew it up. Just about forgot about my piece. So this board, here, let me just. So this board here is just to bring this piece out because the blade's round. So you can kind of see when I had that board it's not cutting the full depth, if that makes any sense. Whereas now I can get the bottom of the circle to the back of the board, and that lets me essentially dado this out. Now there's 100 ways I could do this. I could grab a router, cut both ends, and then clean it out with a router. That would probably be, I don't know if better is the right word, quicker. Well, maybe not even quicker, but probably the better way to do it. But I don't really have great dust collection for the router, and this has dust collection, so that's kind of why I'm going this route. I might change my mind by the third one, we'll see. Yeah, just, again, 1,000 ways to skin a cat, I guess. Just so it doesn't go slippy sliding. Anyway, back to getting this cut out. Okay, one down. 3 to go. A high-tech sanding block. Clean up these joints a bit. There's one. Let's see how this one fits, because I might have to clean it up with a chisel. I kept lifting my piece a little as I was trying to clean it out. I'll just fill that with thickened epoxy and fill that with thickened epoxy. And I mean, it's fine. The outside, it's still going to look nice. So, and that's why none of this, like the kerf from the saw blade, like it's all going to be thickened epoxy. So it's actually going to help that epoxy, give it a place to go and bind to. You don't want it smooth. I mean, you don't want giant holes in it either, but it's not the end of the world. Ooh, this one's a little, oh no, it's nice. Just at the wrong angle. Actually, I might like that one better. That's juicy. It's just a little high in here, and I think I can clean that up with my chisel. Yeah, let's see how that fits in there now. Oh, you probably can't see it, but it's absolutely perfect. Okay. I mean, other than the giant hole underneath. And, you know, it's probably not perfect. It's probably not the right word for it, but I really like that joint. Okay, that guy's ready for epoxy. That could be a little long, but that one's absolutely perfect on that side. Yeah, that one's about a saw blade too long. So if I shorten this, I still put like like my keel's still going to be in the center. So all that's doing is it's just changing the bend in the boat. I mean, I don't even think it's a saw blade. So not the end of the world. From some of the videos I've been watching, like on Tarkine and Tally Ho and stuff, I mean, their ships, this is quite different. It's basically a dinghy compared to what they're doing. But what I've learned is the actual physical dimensions aren't that important. As long as the end result is fair, like I could stretch this and shrink it. I mean, there's a point where you can't do that, but like to fix this by a saw blade to just make it perfect there's no harm in that at all. So that's what we're gonna do quickly. Boom. Okay, there's the frame done. Finito. So I was going to, I think I said I was going to do the transom next. I decided no. I'm going to do the keel next for two reasons. One, I'll be able to set my frames in place on this frame. The boat frame's on the build frame, if you will. And two, I'm modifying this boat, so the keel doesn't actually, it only goes to the motor well. I want the keel, one, to go the whole way so it's stronger, and two, I'm going to trim it so it lands right in that transom, because it's a double one of these thick at the back transom, so it's actually, what are these, 5? So it's 10 quarters, so it's 2.5 inches thick at the back. So I guess long story short, I'm doing the keel next. Keel next means a couple things. I have to build a 16 foot by 6 inch by 1.5 inch board. I've got 14s. I think I'm going to put that 2 feet up at the front. I was going to do it right in the middle, but I thought, no, I'll make it land so the middle of the scarf is on frame 1. So far, that's my plan. As you can tell, the plan changes quite a bit around here. So if I can't find nothing on the internet that says otherwise, basically tonight, that's what we're going to do for the rest of the weekend, is build that keel. And we're just starting to get the hang of the epoxy, and we're going to be a long way from our next batch of epoxy. Basically, the whole boat gets built. Oh no, when we build the transom, we'll be doing some epoxy. Okay, I think I got everything I need to... Ooh. Be right back. I got everything I need to mix some epoxy. Let's see. I think the last time I did it, I had enough for... So I think we'll go... Two hardeners. We're going to go 3 hardeners. 24. So now we got to go to 48. Same as always, we'll wet it. We'll mix our fumed silica and then scrape her on there, screw her down. And because of the screws, I won't have to clamp this. It'll have enough holding pressure that She'll suck her tight, and she's gonna be pizza and editing tonight. I think a video just went out. What is today? Friday night. So we'll do, for the first little bit, I'm just gonna kind of get some out just so people can kind of maybe find the channel and you know, see that progress is being made. Then I'll probably just go to once a week. Sounds like that's the sauce that YouTube likes, is once a week. We might do twice a week if I can get faster at editing, but fucking hell, man, it's harder than just slapping her all onto the computer. And anyway, enough bitching. Let's get her wetted, and then we'll get mixing. One thing though, if you're watching this, I need you to comment a name. What should I name this boat? The boat needs a name. I'm so busy trying to get everything started and going, and I haven't even thought about a name for the boat. So comment what you think the name should be for this boat. I think there's 57 subscribers now, so all 57 of you chuck a comment in here. Let me know what you think we should call this damn thing. Because I genuinely have no idea. I haven't even really thought about it. Okay, now we thicken. Actually, put our mask on and then thicken. That silica is wild. It's like, I don't know, the craziest, fluffiest floof you've ever seen. Like, it just, like, I don't know if you can see that, but it just, I reckon it's probably not very good to breathe in. I ran out of memory. We're gonna have to do this on the GoPro with the shit GoPro audio. can see we got our frames on the jig clamp down. Some more progress is made. We've made the keel. We've got the stem and the breast hook kind of clamped on and in place. We've got some videos on that coming up. I've got some 5/16 silicon bronze that I'm going to be making homemade bolts out of, and or carriage bolts. And we'll have a video on making the keel. That'll probably be the next video that comes out. These were much better than the first frame. The epoxy was good when you measure it properly. Crazy, I know. And yeah, we're just about to the point where we're not making sticks anymore. We're gonna have, you know, videos of actually shaping the boat and what that's gonna look like. So after the keel video comes out, it'll be the video on making the transom, which is a little more tricky. We'll have to trim this keel because it's not the proper length right now, but we'll get to that. There'll probably be an extra video 1 week here where we winterize this garage, just with life and work, and it's been a little bit slower than we'd like, but we're gonna do our best to get a little more consistent on the video uploads and just keep making some progress. I would like to get some plywood and some fiberglass on this boat before Christmas. I mean, that's really the ultimate goal. So appreciate you guys watching. Hitting the subscribe, hitting the like, it goes a long way. So thank you for that, and we'll catch you on the next one.